My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is June 18, 2024. It is 5:17 a.m. I just finished editing the video that I recorded like 2 or 3 days ago. So I'm way behind. It's 5 something and the kids are off. They're on their summer vacation, so I don't have anybody to wake up. But I'm late. So this is what I want to cover today. I have 9 tweets here for APTS Sussex, and there's a possibility I might read an article. If I don't finish read the article, the link is in the description, and I think there's 2 articles. I know the Omid one, I've already put it on my community board for you guys. I think there's another one within one of those tweets. I'm not sure if it's that one, but I'll try to make it quick. And these are some tweets that probably will fit better for PYTE. There's a possibility I may not even record them. And these I need to go over. There's some I don't want to cover anymore now that she's back. But there are other tweets that make reference to different topics that might be interesting. Maybe motivational kind of thing. So I need to review these to see if they are worth sharing with you. So there's some of these here I didn't record yet. But these are right now. I just saw some of them and I started putting the list together since yesterday. That's what happened when I don't record, those things every day. And after the next day, I'm not into them anymore. So I have to record them on the day of. So I switched to APTS Sussex. This is the back end. 4,293 subscribers. I think I lose one. I think yesterday I had 94. 4,294. But whatever. Estimate revenue $169.64. Analytics. In the last 48 hours, 2,070 views. And there's the subscription again, and there's the estimate. So let's go on Twitter. So this is the first tweet, and I just saw it and I added on the list. That's someone who bought a book, and every now and then she does review and share her thoughts about the book. So when I come across them, depending on how many tweets I have, sometimes I share some of her tweets. But let's get going. In chapter 13, we've also told, quote, for no apparent reason, the prince will suddenly give way to an alarming display of uncontrolled anger, end quote. In simple English, he was throwing full-on toddler tantrum with his poor staff and aide on the receiving end of this bullying. I mean, there's videos of the, how do you call this? The royal vats who pay for stories where the courtiers will tell the royal vat that he pulled a sink because something fell in the sink. I have that video. I'll share it with you.
Prince Charles also has a legendary temper, as his staff know to their cost. One of his later butlers was Ken Stronach, who sold stories to the press which revealed what his master was like to serve.
Charles and Ken Stronach were away for a weekend with friends, staying at a friend's house, and Charles was trying to put his own collar studs in, which he doesn't normally do for his formal shirt. And he dropped one of the studs, and it sort of bounced around the sink and went down the plug hole. Charles was in a fury, just ripped the sink from the wall, threw it to the floor, shattered it into 1,000 pieces, retrieved the stud. Ken had to put it in. And then when Ken had put it in, Charles grabbed him by the throat. He said, "You do understand, Ken, I just have to let this out." Well, Ken was so terrified he sort of backed out of the room, but he didn't know the geography of the room, so he backed into a cupboard and stayed there for 10 minutes before letting himself out.
So yeah, these people, they have no respect for anybody. They already, since they were born, they were thought they above all. So nobody put a stop to it. So they continue. So I'm not surprised by all of this. Okay. Chief gaslighter Mountbatten convinces the poor bully's staff that it's an honor for them to be at the receiving end of Charles' anger since he's lonely and has no one else to vent to. I tell you, Machiavelli could have learned a thing or two from Mountbatten. That's crazy. Alright, it's pretty clear to me that Willie is made of exactly the same of Charles: the anxiety, lack of confidence and security, the ineptness, the rage of use of position to bully those around him. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. With William though, what I think happened with him is just reality is hitting him right in the face. They made him believe all of this stuff. He's better than anybody. Okay? And then everybody around him, you know, bend the knee or accept his BS. So when he goes to the real world, he see Harry doing things. People like Harry. People enjoy Harry's company. So he thought, okay, if Harry could do it, I could do it. Because they made him feel better and above than Harry. And he get to do whatever to Harry. We've seen those images of the puppy, the bunny, all of this. So now reality strike when he goes around people and people's looking at him and like, what the F? What are you doing? Or something like that. I don't know if they tell him things like that, but the faces that they made with his behavior and action, his movement, you name it. All right. So he just doesn't know how to interact with other people. Just because he saw Harry doing, therefore he can too. So he goes and do, and people, you know, reality strike and he can't handle it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like father, like firstborn, and condescending with rage son, they deserve each other. So let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment, but let's move on because I believe an article I need to read. I might read it last. Okay. So there was a headline that's going on. So the squad were making reference to it. I think I have it. I might have put it in the wrong order. This should have been somewhat after the headline. Okay, that Telegraph article is getting them cooked. The responses prove the wider public is fed up. Okay, love to hear it. Let's pause this. Love to hear it. It just proves how much they look down their noses at people, especially the one less fortunate. Imagine in these modern times standing on a grand balcony and looking at people you leech off of as peasant and less than. The dragging is well deserved. Dragged. Okay, praising Kate for riding in a carriage and standing on a balcony. So that's probably what the headline was making reference to. Alright, yep, the responses have been incredible. I guess she'll break the internet after all. I'm wondering if I should help or mind my black business. I love this for them. The generation that accepted the arrogance and mediocrity of the royal family is dying off. Those that remain are struggling to make ends meet while watching that family live extravagant, debauched lifestyle off the door. The UK people are tired of the nonsense. There's that. But KKK is the heartbeat, the magic touch of British monarchy, said trombone. Like, Okay, after this I go to the next one. How do lesser models feel when they struggle to pay their medicine and chemotherapies, wait in lines to see their doctor, and royal models and their journalists humiliate them? I don't know. But this type of thing been going on. This is what I'm doing here. The Omid one, I already know this. The article is there. So since I'm in that topic of the headline, reference to headline, so let's move this here. All right, so I believe this is the next one. 84. So this is the next one. So I switched some stuff over. Next tweet. Okay, so even that one I should put after. Let me move that also. Maybe before the Omid one, since this is shorter. All right, so the headline. I'm telling you, this is what happened. I was putting it throughout the day. So this is the headline. That's it. Okay, Telegraph, you're all effed for this one. Not to mention, setting Kate up as superhuman is a disservice to the princess, as well as though mere mortals with cancer and perhaps without access to top-tier health services, etc. Okay, so this is the headline. That's what should have gone first, and then the rest, you know, other topic discussing it when the squad are talking about that should come after. Okay, Our Fair Lady, Princess of Wales' selfless display was the tonic that Britain needed. When lesser models, oh my goodness, when the lesser models who have stayed at home, Catherine proved that the show goes on. I swear, they probably thought this was the best headline ever. Oh my God, and look at that kid, the older one. Look how he's paying attention to them. But anyway, there's this. She was pressured whether she was ready or not to make an appearance. I don't think she was given a choice. Okay, we don't actually know that, which goes back to if KP had a solid comms strategy, communication strategy, a lot of this mess could have been avoided. Harry was there. He kicked him out. He felt like Harry was overshadowing him. And you got Meghan, who's really good at that. She went to school. She understands.
What did you study at college?
I double majored theater and international relations, and then I went and worked for the U.S. Embassy for a bit.
But hey, they told her, get the hell out of here. So
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
she left. Okay, I'm sure the princess will be as appalled by this headline. Well, she shut her mouth. She never talked. She never stand up for herself. So
one of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
Take note, Nicola.
There it is. Right.
she's okay with it. She probably approved it because they made her look good. These people, this is what they stand for. This is what they're all about. Headlines. When deep inside, they know for a fact how and what they can produce, and all of that. But they go along with the delusional headlines, and they feel good about it. I don't understand these people. Let me read some of them and move on. I'm only sharing because this was the discussion. Okay, I'm sure the princess will be as appalled by this headline as the rest of us. Huge own goal by the Telegraph. They should apologize to the princess and the public. I don't know. The public they should apologize to. Her, they allowed it to go. They allowed it to make it public. Doesn't most of those headlines go through them first? Never said she wouldn't. From your comment on this tweet, I think you might have misread my tweet. I'm placing this on the Telegraph, not the Princess of Wales. Yeah. Right. I wrote they Telegraph setting Kate up, which means the Princess of Wales is not a participant. She is being used and framed in that way. Same thing happened with her sister-in-law, Duchess of Sussex. It's all bad. Yeah. And the thing as well, okay, with you see, there's Harry and Meghan. They're throwing all these negative headlines when she was in the UK. Harry saw it was wrong and he spoke up. Do these people speak up? They let it go. So that means they're okay with that. Mind you, you are literally meant to stay at home when you're getting cancer treatment, but is lesser models still have to work. Kate lives off the British taxpayers and is no tonic to me. She has 60 staff, a CEO, her mom, dad, brother, and sister. So no, she's not like the 90% mere models afflicted with cancer whose family has to work and put food on the table or jump through hoops to get welfare benefits. This is why the first event should have been one like Charles at a hospital. I don't understand why they are all leaning into the superhero image. That's them. Okay, also makes it seem that Kate only matters if she looks a certain way. That's the thing. Whatever. Okay, after this, so that's it. This is why I do not believe the polls or lies they spread about the popularity of the royals. It made up press nonsense. Go read the responses to this article from Twitter alone. The British press are destroying the royal family, and I live for it. Not to mention that girl has been at home 5 months since she's been credibly spotted anywhere. Was she a lesser model a bit ago when she sent out that memo to the Irish Guard or whatever? Okay, so I guess was that when the Irish Guard, she was supposed to appear or something? I don't know. Let's go to the next one. Still making reference to the headline. So I think I put it twice. Yes, I did. So this is when that headline should have come. So I put it twice. You see, the Telegraph article is getting them cooked. The responses prove the wider public is fed up. Okay, I went over that already. So this is when I should have read the first one. So let's go to the next one. Making reference. I think that's the one I move. That has a screenshot. Yep, that's that one. Okay, again, why is this is a different topic? Okay, we're done with the headline. I think I have 4 more, but I don't think they make reference to that headline. If they do, I missed it. Misarrange it. Again, why is Jeff Bezos not firing this Will Lewis person? Did Bezos hire him because he approved of his allegedly criminal and unethical means of gathering private information on subjects of news articles? I don't know. I feel like, okay, this goes back to the same group again. They probably have them in some sort of a compromised way. There's a video, I don't know if it's part of that. I guess not. Let me go look for it. There's a video of Bezos with his girlfriend talking to Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm like, these are the moments where they get people, those celebrities, into being let their guard down. Meanwhile, while celebrities, you name it, A-listers, let their guard down, these people are walking around trying to get them to say things or be in a compromised position in order to blackmail them. Those parties, if you are in Hollywood, is stay away. Stay away. You could show up and then leave. Don't stay, because these people are there to just manipulate other people to get on top. They want to use you as a stepladder. All right, let me go look for that thing and then I'll get back to this. Okay, I'm wasting too much time. I can't find it. But one of these days, if I come across it again, I'll put it on the list. Okay, so there's this here. Again, why is Jeff Bezos not firing this Will Lewis person? Did Bezos hire him because he approved of his allegedly criminal and unethical means of gathering private information on subject of news articles? So let's read this. The new Washington Post leader tied to past use of stolen data. Okay, London, by Justin Sheck and Joe Becker. Did I read the article? Let's see here. The publisher and the incoming editor of the Washington Post, when they worked as journalists in London 2 decades ago, used fraudulent obtained phone and company records and newspaper articles, according to a former colleague, a published account of a private investigator, and an analysis of newspaper archive. Will Lewis, Washington Post, in 2023. Will Lewis, the Post publisher, assigned one of the articles in 2004 as business editor of the Sunday Times. Another was written by Robert Winnett, whom Mr. Lewis recently announced as the Post's next executive editor. The use of deception, hacking, and fraud is at the heart of a long-running British newspaper scandal, one that toppled a major tabloid in 2010 and led 10 years of lawsuit by celebrities who said that reporters improperly obtained their personal documents and voicemail messages. Yeah, I think I read this. If you look at the screen, I have the screenshot of the article, of the video that I read it in. Okay, so since I started, let me finish with that and then move to the comments. Mr. Lewis has maintained that his only involvement in the controversy was helping to root out problematic behavior after the fact, while working for Rupert Murdoch News Corporation. For a former Sunday Times reporter said on Friday that Mr. Lewis had personally assigned him to write an article in 2004 using phone records that the reporter understood to have been obtained. Okay, so I believe I read that particular article. I'll look for the link and put the link in the description for you. Okay, now these are the comments. When one of the richest men in the world, who can obviously afford the best of the best, it makes you wonder, what is the game plan? Yeah, like I said, the foundation to hypnotize the American people It was already there. They're sneaking in, but they thought they got this under control. That's the thing here. They thought they got this under control. They're bringing, I post something on my community board where I label them, the UK is sending the best of their worst, to take care of the American media. So that's probably one of them, in my humble opinion. That's what they're doing here. Right? When one of the richest men in the world who can obviously afford the best of the best, it makes you wonder what is the game plan. Okay, the bigger question is why U.S. media organization hiring the criminals masquerading as journalists from Fleet Street. No credible news organization should be hiring them. But the thing is that they buy these things. They bought many of those newspapers. If Bezos bought it, if Bezos is part of this group, unless the only thing I will say, the same type of the entrapment that they got Andrew and many other people, business people, where many of them can't really move because they're afraid if whatever thing they got on them will be exposed, so they're complying. That's the only thing I could think of. All right, but other than that, they buy every newspapers. All right, go on my community, but there's something that I posted. Let me see if I could hold on for a second. Okay, so this is it. It's a long thread. I'm not gonna read it. The image that's in it is a tweet from Omid. The link of that that's the one I want to read. Someone responded. Let's see what they said. Can I read it? Okay, thank you, PYT, for the update. Okay, so this is the thing here. They hypnotize people. They want to control people's mind because they got this under control in the UK. When you look at newspapers, it turned into gossip. You look at the television. Are they talking about serious things? Maybe some are. I don't know. I don't live in the UK. But majority of the things that they're talking about, Harry and Meghan, the gossip, the things people don't care about. But they make it their everyday topic. Okay. So that's that. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So this is the Omid thing here. I will read the article. I'm only 21 minutes, so I probably will squeeze it in here. Okay, so this is the thing that I put on my community board already. Okay, Omid, quote, a vast chasm divides common practices and the fiercely competitive confine of British journalism and what passes muster in the American news media, end quote. Troubling times ahead for the Washington Post. All right, so this is the article. I think I have it open. So there it is here. Okay, the link is in the description. June 15, 2024. Is that the same thing that I read? It's a decent read. So let's see here. Let's get right to it. Okay, in 5 short months, new Washington Post chief executive and publisher Will Lewis have ceded the senior rank of the paper's management with at least 5 former close colleagues, bringing all their cronies with them. The most recent is Robert Wennett, who worked with Lewis at 2 papers in the UK and is to start as the top editor over the Post core newsroom after the November election. I think I read that. Wennett is the deputy editor of the Telegraph media group in Britain. A vast chasm divides common practices and the fiercely competitive confine of British journalism, where Lewis and Wennett made their mark, and what passes muster in the American news media. In several instances, their alleged conduct will raise red flags at major U.S. outlets, including the Washington Post. Among the episode of 6 figures payment for a major scoop planting a junior reporter in a government job to secure secret documents and relying on private investigators who use subterfuge to secure private documents from their computers and phones, the investigators was later arrested. On Saturday evening, the New York Times disclosed a specific instance in which a former reporter implicated both Lewis and Wennett in reporting that he believed relied on documents that were fraudulent obtained by a private investigator. Lewis did not respond to detail and repeat requests for comment from NPR for this article, Winnet also did not reply to specific queries sent directly to him and through the Telegraph media group. The stakes are high. Post journalists asked what values Lewis and Winnet will import to the paper. That's definitely import. Bringing their BS, the same practices in the UK over here. My goodness, to hypnotize people with stupidity. Renowned for its coverage of the Nixon era Watergate scandal and for holding the most powerful figures in American life to account in the generation since. UK journalism often operates at a faster pace and it plays more fast and loose around the edges, says Emily Bell, former media reporter and director of digital content for the British daily The Guardian.
I find it hard to see who is the winner here. I mean, Prince Harry goading the press is only and forcing the press into humiliating payouts is not going to be particularly good for the Sussexes. And it's certainly not great for the press, which is on the hook. I think the total payouts for phone hacking and other illegal information gathering is up to $1 billion, and there are many, many more cases to try. So my point about all this is, I think we only have losers here, and it's in all our interests that we have a strong, vigorous, and honest press. And if it was strong, vigorous, and honest, I agree that the press would have reported more on the judgment, the Prince Harry judgment that came through on Friday, than it did. It was basically a broadcast story, far more than it was a print story. And of course, the print and broadcast are in competition, so you can sort of understand that. So my question is, who wins out of this? Has Prince Harry done the press lasting damage? Do you think that as a result of the judgment that went against Mirror Group newspapers, we're going to see some sort of state regulation of the press? I genuinely hope not. I don't want the press to be in the last chance saloon at all. I want to see newspapers thrive. This is my industry, and I think it's in all our interests that we have a thrive. And we've got the most wonderful newspapers in the world in this country. You read the newspapers in the States or in France, they're very dull. They're not entertaining at all. I think that we can have both a serious and an entertaining press. And that's what I want to see survive. I don't want to see Prince Harry destroy the industry I love.
New publisher Air, allegation in court that Lewis sought to cover up a wide-ranging phone hacking scandal more than a dozen years ago at Rupert Murdoch's British newspaper are proving to be a flashpoint for the new Post publisher. I'm telling you, we need to thank Harry for this. Why? Because Harry's pushing through. Harry's pushing through. This is why I said those things is too caught. Many of these things are being spilled. The tea are being spilled. It's not Harry who's saying it out to the world carelessly. It's too caught the legal way. So now that, let's say if Harry, for instance, were to say these things publicly or on a interview or something like that, they will brush it off. But in court, this is where people take things very seriously. So the American eyes are fixated on that. On the least 4 occasions since being named to lead the Post last fall, Lewis tried to head off unwelcome scrutiny from Post journalists and from NPR. And if these people don't want their feeling to get hurt, just look at what's happening to many politicians in the US. Trump, for example, they're holding him accountable, even though, it seems like there seems to be a different treatment for him. But everyone, this is the thing here. Everyone under the eyes of the law should be treated equally. So we shall see. We shall see how that goes moving forward. So if these people don't like their feelings to be hurt, they better be careful. Okay, in December, before he started the job, Lewis intensely pressured me not to report on the accusation, which arose in British suit against Murdoch's newspaper in the UK. He also repeatedly offered me an exclusive interview on his business plan for the Post if I dropped the story. I did not. There's the thing here. The ensuing NPR piece offers the first detailed report on new material underlying allegation from Prince Harry. There it is! From Prince Harry and others. This is that. Okay? Because Harry's pushing through. They put him through hell. So he's not giving this up. And they, look at this, they're following him in the US too, to write their BS. Going through the legal aspect, trying to release his private information. You know, the immigration thing. Okay, immediately after the article ran, Lewis told then executive editor Sally Busby it was not newsworthy and that her teams should not follow it. This is the thing, trying to play psychological on people, because it is very important. According to a person with contemporaneous knowledge, that intervention is being reported here for the first time. The Post did not run a story. Lewis has denied the hacking cover-up claim and is not a defendant in the lawsuit. That's why his name is not, they're not suing him, but he is participant, could be called as a witness or something like that. Okay, no, is being criminally prosecuted. That is true. Lewis has said he acted to ensure people who were hacked by Murdoch's paper were compensated. Yeah, as previously reported on separate occasions in March and May, Lewis angrily pressured Busby to ignore the story as further developments unfold in court. This is the thing as well. This is why I don't understand many of these people. They are adults. They know the ethic behind many of the things that they're doing. Where the rich and powerful, Murdoch has money. I don't know how much money he has, but he has money, a lot of money, where they'll be okay if whatever happens to them. But these people, they're willing to, I don't know, what will you say, humiliate themselves, shame their names, where now, everywhere they go, you work for Murdoch, oh, we better look at you twice now. This kind of thing. All right. In May, for example, a British judge allowed plaintiff to investigate Lewis' role more deeply as part of their suit against the Murdoch papers. Okay, Lewis told her it represents a lapse in judgment to allow Post reporters to pursue it. Her abrupt departure was announced a few weeks after the Post published an extensive piece on the allegation involving Lewis. While Busby's ouster largely stemmed from her rejection of a diminished role under a restructuring by Lewis, that's right. The restructuring, based on another article that I read, is that Lewis wants to create different sections within the Washington Post. For instance, there will be entertainment, there will be gossip, there will be politics, there will be, you name it. Okay?
You read the newspapers in the States or in France, they're very dull. They're not entertaining at all. I think that we can have both a serious and an entertaining press. And that's what I want to see survive. I don't want to see Prince Harry destroy the industry I love.
So they want to do that. That way they could get away with their nonsense, giving opinion pieces, this kind of thing. And then while they're tormenting whoever their objective is. All right, so the restructuring thing here. Some of her former colleagues said they fear it was influenced by her intent to report on the allegation against him. Lewis denied pressuring Busby, though he did not deny what he said to me. Instead, he told Post reporters that I am an activist, not a journalist. A spokesperson for the Post issued this statement. The Washington Post set and models the highest ethical standard in journalism to which every Post employee is expected to adhere. Okay, lip service, maybe some of them are if they are American, but those that he's bringing in, not really. All right, this story is based on interview with 10 current and former Post journalists, 5 British journalists, a review of documents cited in court in London, and other public records and accounts. They asked not to be named, giving the sensitivity of the moment. Okay, so there's that. Okay, let's see how many more. So it's still a lot. Let's read a few more and then you guys could finish the rest, okay? A journalistic spy in the highest corridor of power. 2 decades ago, Will Lewis and Rob Burnett worked together at the Sunday Times, which is part of Murdoch Empire. Lewis was the business editor and Burnett wrote on business and politics. On Saturday evening, the New York Times disclosed 2 instances in which a former reporter, the Sunday Times, said Lewis commissioned articles based on records that were allegedly fraudulent obtained. On one of those stories, the byline belongs to Wynette. News UK Murdoch's British publishing arm declined to comment to NPR. A year later, Wynette handled a junior reporter operating under unusual circumstances for the Sunday Times, according to the book Flat Earth News by the renowned British investigative reporter Nick Davies. The reporter Claire Newell went to work for a temporary secretarial service and was placed inside the UK government cabinet cabinet office, which directly serves the Prime Minister. Wow. It's like a freaking espionage thing. What? The Sunday Times subsequently broke the series of often staggering stories based on the confidential document Newell provided. Then, Prime Minister Tony Blair demanded an investigation. Scotland Yard arrested and questioned Newell. As David noted, quote, she was feeding back a succession of official secret documents, any one of which could have landed her in jail if the government had chosen to prosecute Murdoch's paper. You wonder why they didn't do that? This is why he loves the UK. Oh my lord. Authorities did not prosecute anyone involved Newell. Now the investigation editor at the Telegraph under Wynette did not reply to effort-seeking comment on arrest of newspaper Private Eye. In 2006, Lewis was named to lead the Daily Telegraph, a conservative newspaper closely allied with the Tory party there. He became the youngest editor in its history and hired Wynette, who, according to the rival Independent, was known affectionately by colleagues as the Rat Boy for his scooping, sniffing cunning. Wynette brought Lewis an exclusive detail: the lavish expenses charged to taxpayers by British members of Parliament from all 3 major parties. Wow. The front page story generated reform and generations. Both men won awards. When that exclusive came with a price tag, Lewis had to approve a £110,000 payment to acquire a stolen government database, yielding the evidence another editor revealed. Okay, after this, that's it. That will be barred under ethic codes at leading U.S. news organizations such as the New York Times, NPR, and Washington Post itself. In 2010, at Sunday Times, Newell hired a private investigator named John Ford to secure a copy of Blair's memoir ahead of its release. Ford was the same investigator named in the New York Times piece. Police arrested and questioned Ford over his acts accessing people's devices and secured their personal material in pursuit of the story. Ford later wrote and said that he had been committing illegal acts on behalf of the Sunday Times since the mid-1990s. Quote, phone interceptions, bank interceptions, end quote. The newspaper has previously said it did not hack into any phone, but that misrepresentation to acquire documents is not always illegal in the UK. All right, so they still do things, unethically. So there's more. All right, the link will be in the description. Now let's go back to Twitter. It's already 6 o'clock now. Let's see here. Okay, and USA, despite that's supposed to be our flaws, the majority of Americans stand for ethics. Sometimes it takes a while for the vast to get to realization, but the main thing is there's always at least one American who sounds the warning or alarm bell. Eventually, the rest get to see it. We speak up when we see BS. Alright, someone responded, that's nice, but you clung to slavery longer than everyone else. Embrace segregation. Okay, so time to respond. Oh shit, I didn't know I was still recording. So this is what I would here. Like I said, despite our... Okay, hour. Should be hour. Let's fix that. I thought I paused it. Okay, like I said, quote, despite our flaws, end quote, and, quote, eventually the rest get to see it, end quote, we don't pretend it doesn't exist like the UK. Despite what you see on mainstream media, Americans are pushing back, black and white. You hear the MAGAs very loud. A lot of work is being done. It exists in the UK too. UK perfected the masking of it. Alright, so that's that. I can't really put that much unless if I pay for it. So that's that. Alright, so what was I reading? I thought I paused it, but I didn't pause it. Let's go back. Alright, go back again. So there's that. Look like America is the place that seeks accountability for UK criminals, while UK loves to harbor them, protect them, Andrew, and give them high-profile job. Piers Morgan and zero accountability. What about Dan Wooten? All the thing that he got on from people, those intimate information and all of that. Okay, for wrongdoings, our media is not perfect. That's the thing here. This is what I'm saying. Our media is not perfect, but our people always demand justice. That's it. That is it. Okay, it's a shame Jeff Bezos allowed this infiltration of British trash tabloidism. Get it right before it's too late. Okay, they probably have something on him. There's something on him. That's the only way I could think of it. Okay, the alarm bells are going off in the United States. We don't want what passes for journalism further spreading to America. It's corrupt misinformation and propaganda at the highest level. It must be stopped. Okay, UK journalism transporting the unethical. That's the thing that I was saying. This was 48 minutes ago. When did I put my thing? 2 hours ago. Okay, I did it 2 hours ago. Mine was 2 hours ago. You see, people are saying exactly what I'm saying. UK journalism transporting their unethical practices into American journalism. Let's see how long it will last. Okay, they don't... Look at this. They sue, what's his name, Murdoch for a couple $1 million for lying to the people about the 2020 election. I don't know. So this is for something else. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, we're not saying we're so perfect, we're doing all of this and that. Yes, America has plenty of flaws, but we see it. We're telling you there is racism there. Are we hiding behind it? No, we're not. Not that I'm proud to say this, but it is what it is. But the UK pretend they this type of people, there's no racism in the UK, but yet they're masking it, put band-aid on it, and never really... Look what happened to Meghan. Perfect example. Next tweet. Okay, why do I have this here? Princess Kate friends think Meghan's recent gem basket is absolutely pathetic. Freaking childish. I don't even know why I put this here, but since I read that, let me read these. Okay, I have a friend who thinks Kate lied by omission about having cancer and has used this issue to distract from being racist against Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth Diana, and also to be able to be part-time royal, no question asked, and to avoid the imposter syndrome. The way she put it. I mean, these people are really... They're playing around with things that is very serious. If she has cancer, I don't know, but why would you use that? This is a very serious illness. Look at Charles claiming he has cancer as well. Oh my God, Lord, they're all a baggage for you. Okay, no question asked, and to avoid the imposter syndrome of having to read, not give, speeches in the future where she tells us for the 786,876 time that the first 5 years of Charles' life are the most important. How about that? She's responding, a friend. I have a friend who thinks. Okay, that's the way they tend to put that thing here. It is only Wills with all these stories. I think so too. Unfortunately, I believe that. I think it's William who's putting those things there. But what they doing, I don't know if I share that much of these tweets with you where they're talking about Kate's parents' business deals. I think I shared some of them, but it was, oh my God, full-blown blasted on the internet. Okay, every day there's something nonsense. So they're probably showing her that, look, you better comply or this is gonna happen. I don't know. But anyway, it is only Wills allegedly with all these stories because he had no access to her and the kids. Allegedly, but when was that? 15 hours ago. But now we have, they were on the balcony. Who knows what's going on in the background. He uses her to blame his wrongdoing on her. She don't has her own PR team. Okay, they don't have their own PR team. She has no C. Okay, she has no C. What's that? But he has done something to her that she need new teeth. What the hell? Work on her face. Okay, with some people said there probably some domestic violence that went on. DV, he is to blame and she is trapped. Okay, allegedly. Okay, I don't know, allegedly. I don't like that woman, but man, that is some dangerous karma to be playing with. I'm telling you, with that cancer thing, wow, I will only hope there will be that law. Alright, there's a whole bunch of hashtags, so many abbreviation on social media. Racist Katie, Tweet of the Week award. Okay, so because she said she's responding because they're saying a friend, so she's saying now a friend said this, you know, just throwing shade back. Alright, next tweet. Okay, this is from Bouzy. Apparently Meghan is a witch and she's using her dark magic to poison Kate's soul. No, it doesn't sound exaggerated. It sounds bad shit crazy. I responded to it. That's my comment here. Okay, maybe it sounds exaggerated, but I have the feeling since Kate's announcement that much of her illness is called dark work done by Meghan Markle. Oh my God, these are freaking adults who's writing this nonsense. There are feelings that poison the soul to the point of wanting to disappear what we cannot be. So this can also be reverted back to the media, the UK media, how they made Meghan feel, which was real. That Meghan had said, these are real. This is not just stories. This you're playing with people's lives. So
you are making people want to kill me. It's not just a tabloid. It's not just some story. You are making me scared. Right? And like that night, to be up and down in the middle of the night, looking down my hallway, like, are we safe? Are the doors locked? Is security on? Is everything? That's real. Are my babies safe? And you've created it for what?
This nonsense that they're saying here, it applies to Meghan because this is what they were doing where she almost took her own life. My goodness, there are feelings that poison the soul to the point of wanting to disappear what we cannot be. Let's pray and send light to Kate. Me, she's just a baggage for God. That's it. A baggage for God. That's my prayer. Baggage for God. God will know what's best for her. So there's me here. I'll read bottom up. Is there an ad? Let's read this here. Okay, so there's an ad. Okay. Just unbelievable. The hate for Meghan is beyond the pale. Okay, now Kate sold her soul to the devil. How else can anyone explain her new younger look after chemo? Check notes. Oh wait, maybe there's another possibility. Okay. Meghan came into that family as the first self-made millionaire, brilliant, beautiful, traveled the globe, met world leaders, and represented worthy organization. She can command a stage, articulate, do the public speaking better than all of them, and then she is black. Get that person some med immediately, lol. Kate never had or has cancer. Allegedly, we still don't know, but we, deep inside, we sort of have an idea. It was just a PD play to stop question being asked about her racism, sleeping with Prince Andrew. Okay, allegedly. All these are allegedly. Sleeping with Prince Andrew and who knows what else. I've cared for many true cancer patients. And after 6 months of chemo, they do not look stunning and wearing 3-inch heels. She's lying. Okay? So, again, she's just a baggage for God. If she's using that for whatever reason that goes in their brain. Okay? This is all these bad shit think outlay. She got to be MAGA. On the other hand, according to Jesus, it's not what it's outside that poison you, but what's inside. Shaking my damn head. These people are sick in the head. Right? There's my comment here, and then I go to my last one. Phew, the power they give this woman. If Meghan can do that, why waste her time with the less important one? She could have gone to the head of the snake. Okay, so that's that. I'm telling you, they're giving her so much power. Let's see, there's my notification. Maybe somebody responded. Okay, so somebody liked my thing. The US said, despite that's again our flaws, the majority of Americans stand for ethics. Sometimes it takes a while for the vast to get to the realization, but the main thing is there's always at least one American who sounds the warning alarm bell. Eventually the rest get to see it. We speak up when we see BS. And that person, which I responded saying about racism, and I said, yeah, we have flaws. We're not hiding it. Many of them are displaying it, so we put things in. I mean, all the things. Okay, this is a big if. I'm done with my list, by the way. Right? Oh no, there's one more. But let me finish that thought before I forget. If come November, the next election, if the American people got it right, all the things that they reverse, let's say the the abortion and many other things that many people are so upset about, okay, that they reverse to fit into the MAGA's type of, the Project 25 that they're aiming at. If this is our chance, this election that's coming up is our chance. They display to us everything that they want to make America into. Okay, when Trump was saying make America great again, he really meant it. Which way? Not to the vast majority, to his kind of mentality. Okay, where everyone else is is put out, and then they get to do whatever they want. There's no laws. They could, they want freely, like the Wild Wild West kind of thing. If we get this coming election right, we put the right people, understanding, ethic, and who stand for the people and vote right. All of the things that they did, they reverse. Okay, they could put it back in again. But if we allow the MAGAs to continue, it's gonna take centuries, years and years, not even my kids' lifetime, to bring things back again. This is it. My time, my lifetime. This is it, this November. Okay? So when we see, and they got the president right now, they corner him. All the things you see that's happening outside of the U.S. where, you would assume that the U.S., at least the current government is part of, they really put him in a box. And this is why I've said in other videos, we need to put our mask on first before we could help others, because they are waiting for America to continue with their nonsense. And I think the EU have already changed. Okay, I didn't look too deep into it, but there's some stuff that's going on to the type of MAGA mentality. So they are set. There's a huge war that's going on. But, hey, it is what it is. Let me do my last one and then move on. Did I grab the link? I almost missed it. I thought, copy. Let's go back and make sure. 90, is that it? Yeah, okay. Someone just like something again. Let's see what it is after that. So there's this here. Let's pause this. You don't like people asking questions about Kate Middleton, but you continue attacking Meghan 24/7 for no reason. And you've been doing so for the last 8 years. Okay, make it make sense. There's me. I blacked this person. What did they say here? Let's look. Okay. I don't think anyone cares about Meghan anymore. And there's me saying, you sure about that? I don't think the UK tabloid presenters, etc. know about that. Every effing day, they have a BS story to say about her, though. Right? To them, Meghan is one of the lesser models, from the headline, lesser models, even though Kate Middleton is inferior to her in pretty much every way possible. Who is Kate Middleton? Practice what you preach. Meghan is head above Kate Middleton. Okay, Meghan equal no smoke without fire. Who's Kate Middleton? So there's all of that. Okay, so I'm done. Okay, so more people are liking what I say. USA, despite our, okay, should be our flaws. Alright, but anyway, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so, or you could check my shop and see if you like some of the merch that I have here. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, and thank you for watching. That's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.